Hello, I'm Noelle Bryan, and welcome to What Products Should I Use and When and How Should I Use Them? First, let's talk about pencils and normal colored pencils. Personally, I like to use Prismacolor. They last a long time and are super pigmented. This pack is a pack of highlights and lowlights. These are my normal sketching pencils, and these are more lowlights and warmer colors. So here I'm just going to show you the contrast between the white page and the pink highlight pencil. And here I'm just drawing some scribbles and some little doodles. And below you can see the flower I drew using the low light pencils and the highlight pencils. And I used the low light pencils to make the contrast between the center petal and the outside petals. And on the top left, you can see my comparison between the low light pencils and the highlight pencils. The normal drawing pencils I use say on the back how they show up on paper. You can see the B's tend to draw darker on the paper, the F runs in the middle of H, and H runs a little lighter, and it gets lighter and thinner as the number goes up. I like using the H's when I'm just starting my drawing just to make a base, and I like using B when creating dimension. When starting off with these pencils, make sure you take your time and be patient with yourself. I transitioned to a normal mechanical pencil to these, and it was a big transition, and it definitely changed the way I drew. So you gotta make sure you are patient with yourself and you take it easy. And it made a giant difference on how my drawings looked. This would be the paper I would use for final drawings, but let's say I'm practicing and I mess up. I have wasted this whole piece of paper, and that's definitely why I recommend using printer paper. You can waste it, but it's kind of more wasteful wasting paper you can use for bigger projects like these. This is a blending stump. They come in multiple sizes and are great for blending. I'll show you an example of how I use one when drawing. So this is a 5H pencil. It's kind of a safe option pencil, and I'm just gonna take it and draw. And then take a different one, that's 3H. That's gonna be a bit darker, so I'm gonna add some detail. And then with my blending nub, I'm going to just blend that out, and you can see it's getting smoother and smoother, and you can see it's a much smoother transition into these colors, and that's why it's great for texture. But you have to make sure you're adding enough dimension so your texture is clear. Lastly, I just wanted to say how important it is to take it easy on yourself, and how important it is to know that you make mistakes and that's okay. I make a ton of mistakes, and it's what makes me a better artist, and it's what's gonna make you a better artist. Learning from those mistakes is really important. It's not about those mistakes, but how you respond to those mistakes. Thanks for watching.